All righty then. It's a late night live Q&A. Why did I want to do a late night live Q&A? I don't fucking know. I just decided I was bored in my room. I was all like, I haven't done anything on the old YouTube in a while. I think the last thing I did, I reviewed the Great Hell in a Cell event by the WWE. So I decided, you know what? Enough being lazy. For all you insomniacs out here, here's a late night live Q&A for y'all. Aren't you excited? Get to listen to my dumbass. Maybe my monotone voice will help you go to sleep. Who knows? But anyways, you guys can ask any questions in this late night fuckfest that I'm going to be having. So anything's on the table. I'll answer them as to the best of my abilities as I possibly can. And when will this be over? Who the fuck knows? So anyways, before I get to questions that some of you may be asking, I'm just going to give a quick little channel update because those are always fun to do. I will be reviewing UFC 205 live after the event itself, so come on and join that party. If you aren't an MMA fan, I do suggest you check out the UFC 205 because it's a pretty big event. You know, UFC is finally going to be inside Madison Square Garden. Not only that, we got three big title fights on that card. The prelims look really good. It's going to be a good show. So I highly suggest that you watch UFC 205, even if you're not the biggest MMA fan, just to check it out. I definitely think it'll be better than the UFC 200. But I'm excited for that card. I'll be doing a live stream on that. Maybe another wrestling stream I'll probably do on Sunday. Since I have the day off from work on Sunday, maybe I'll be doing another wrestling stream just talking about Survivor Series and other shit that's going on. Just random topics pretty much with the Q&A at the end like always. So those are my plans for the weekend. It's just that Saturday after UFC 205, I'll be on here live talking about that event. And then on Sunday, probably be doing like more of a wrestling-centric stream, talking just plain wrestling and everything like that. Some topics that came into mind and what WWE's planning and WrestleMania shit. You guys get the idea. So there's a quick little channel update for you guys. Anyways, if you guys are new to this channel, welcome. My name is Chase Oliver, but you already knew that. Remember when Alberto Del Rio was cool? I do. I remember when Alberto Del Rio was cool. And whatever happened to that guy? I could do like a whole live stream about Alberto Del Rio. I don't want to, but I could. So anyways, make sure you guys share this on Twitter. Tell your friends, hey, look at this idiot wearing a John Cena yellow tank top. He's answering questions about anything, so come. So yeah, let's go. All right then. What up, Nero? Yes, it's been a while. It has been a long time, Blue Knight. Neo Spades Ace asks, here's a question. Do you think Sasha Banks is milking Eddie Guerrero's shtick? I understood the cheer thing with Dana Brooke, but I thought it was overboard at Hell in a Cell. A little bit. A little bit. I think she's kind of milking the Eddie Guerrero thing. I think the one thing she's doing really good job at milking Eddie Guerrero is taking unnecessary risks. The one thing about Eddie Guerrero's career that a lot of people kind of like, don't really talk about, and it was just understandable because he passed away and he is a great wrestler and a great performer overall, is that Eddie Guerrero took unnecessary risks when he didn't need to. Sasha Banks seems to be doing the same thing, so it's kind of stupid. So when it comes down to it, I feel like Sasha Banks needs to stop taking stupid risks and wrestle her style. Piznik64 asks, you think Bernie could have beat Trump? Bernie would have had a better chance than Hillary because Bernie actually went to certain states that Hillary didn't go to. But I think he could have beaten Trump, actually, because I think he actually would have won Florida. I remember telling people, and you guys know I don't talk politics, and so if you guys ever have those burning political questions you always wanted to ask me, this is the one night I will answer them. When it comes down to it, I was telling people before the political race that if Trump wanted to win, he had to win Florida. Because Florida will wake up a lot of people and would get more people wanting to go down to the voting polls and start voting in Trump. And that's exactly what happened. I knew Florida was the biggest state for Trump to win. Hillary could not have lost that state. That was a big swing state that she lost. Trump ended up winning it, and that's why he won the election. I think Bernie could have kept Florida, and Bernie could have ran the table from there on out. So I think Bernie could have beaten Trump, but At the end of the day, he couldn't get past Hillary, so who am I to say? How is NBA 2K17 in comparison to 16? 2K17 NBA is way better than NBA 2K16. Dribble moves are actually usable in NBA 2K17, unlike in 2K16. The bumping animations and bumping physics have been fixed, thank God. I can't tell you how many times in NBA 2K16 my player would bump the ball on someone and everything like that, and then the ball get turned over, and it'll be really, really stupid. 2K17 fixed it. A lot of the players' jump shots are a lot better. People seem to make more open shots. That was my biggest complaint about 2K16. You would get someone wide the fuck open, and they would be missing all these shots. So, yeah. Clayton Carl asked, what was your first WWE event? My first ever WWE event was a house show back in 2002. That was my first WWE event, and at the Pond at the time, not the HONDA Center, the Pond. Fun shit. Good times. How did you feel about Melvin Gordon versus the Titans? He looked good, but then again, he was going against the Tennessee Titans, who are also a bad team. So how much do I really grade that performance? But he's been looking good, much better in the past 2 weeks, but then again, against bad teams. So how do I really know if he's all that great? Just saying. It's only the second year. Would you go to a nightclub with Mojo Rawley and Rob Gronkowski? Probably. It would be a good time. I'll get wasted with them. That sounds like fun. And at least I know I have some backup. No one's going to fuck with me if I'm with those two. Davis or Westbrook? Who's having a better season? I have Davis because he's playing on a shitty team. No, Westbrook's having a better season because he's actually playing on a winning team. Just because Davis is surrounded by shit and he's playing on a shitty team, he still should find ways to win games with them. I mean, Russell Westbrook, he's not surrounded by anything special either. What, Steven Adams, Victor Oladipo, Andre Robertson? I mean, Russell Westbrook ain't surrounded by people either. Anthony Davis, like, everyone's like, oh, he has no help, but he's had help for quite some time. Sure, Drew Holiday doing the graceful thing and helping his wife during her time of need, and, you know, Tyreek Evans being Tyreek Evans getting injured. But seriously, Russell Westbrook, it's not like Russell Westbrook has all this uber talent around him. I mean, Oladipo could end up being pretty damn good, but really? I mean, seriously. So, Westbrook's having a better season. It's not even close. I don't know why you would think Anthony Davis is having a better season. He can't win games. Doesn't matter. All that matters at the end of the day, who gets the W. That's just me. So, yeah. Anthony Davis. Nah. Davis is putting up those numbers, but those numbers ain't leading to wins. You put up 50 points all you want, but don't matter if you don't win. You got to get that W. It's like Terrell Pryor. He's doing all this great shit for the Browns. Everyone's like, oh, man, he can be a top 10 receiver in the future. Yeah, it don't matter if he's doing shit on the Browns when they're not good. At least when Josh Gordon was doing shit, the Browns at least had a chance at making the playoffs. Neo Spades A says, how is Andrew Wiggins for your Timberwolves so far? He improves every year, which I like. His jump shot is way more improved this year than in years past. I will say that. He's actually taking better looks at the basket. Before, it always frustrated me how Wiggins was trying to force a shot and everything like that. I really do feel like Tom Thibodeau is having an effect on him as a player overall. I do think Tibbs is doing a good job with Wiggins, and I hopefully the Timberwolves can just start racking up some wins. I mean, their only win is against the Memphis Grizzlies team who was resting their players. I don't know why they're resting their players in like the third game of the season, but yeah. Would Joey Bosa be successful in a team like the Packers, Patriots, or any other team? He would be successful in a team that runs a 4-3 defense. So no, not the Packers or the Patriots because they run 3-4 defenses. Teams that run a traditional 4-3 like the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Dallas Cowboys, he would definitely be more successful than he currently is with the Chargers. With the Chargers, he's doing really good stuff. But just imagine if he was actually in a defense that fit his scheme and fit his style. Oh, Joey Bosa would be pretty damn good. I don't know if he would have as much sacks as he currently has, but he'd be pretty damn good. Pizzik64 asks, are my Lakers for real? For real to be in the lottery? Nothing else. They're fun to watch, I will say that. At least the Lakers are not a complete disaster. At least there's some fun things to watch about them. Julius Randle's been playing pretty okay. Jordan Clarkson has been a nice surprise, improved a lot from his last showings, from his last year. Keeps on building off that. Russell, I haven't really been hearing much of him, but he looks pretty decent so far. Larry Nance Jr. is exciting to watch when he's playing. I mean, they're exciting at least, but I wouldn't say they're Dynasty 215, is Derek Carr the MVP right now? Yes, Derek Carr is the MVP of the NFL right now. And when it comes to me predicting MVPs and seeing MVP players and calling an MVP early, I am the king at that. Last year, I was saying to everyone, that Cam Newton was going to be the MVP of the league. When after I saw what he was doing with the Carolina Panthers for the first few weeks, I was like, dude, Cam Newton's the MVP. Everyone's like, you're calling it too early. I'm like, he's everything for that team. Without Cam Newton, the Panthers wouldn't be where they're at. The same thing goes with the Raiders and Derek Carr. Now, sure, everyone's going to say they have a easier schedule than most teams in the league, which is true about the Panthers of last year. Last year, the Panthers, let's face it, they had an easier schedule than most of the league. And, when it comes to the Raiders placing third in their division, they're facing the other teams that place third in the division, and they're not really facing all these tough teams and everything like that. Really, to be honest here, Derek Carr still is leading the Raiders to game-winning drives. Derek Carr is the reason why the Raiders are 6-2. He is not a game manager. He is a game changer. That's what Derek Carr does. Derek Carr changes games. And if you took Derek Carr away from the Raiders right now, the Raiders would not be 4-2. They would be 6-2. They would be 2-4 at best. Derek Carr is the reason why the Raiders are 6-2. Now, Tom Brady, he does have an argument because Brady's putting up godly-like stats. But really, to be honest, when you look at the teams Tom Brady has been fucking playing, are they really all that impressive? No, they really aren't. The teams Tom Brady are playing against are not all that impressive. He came back to the Cleveland fucking Browns. Congratulations, Tom Brady. Every quarterback looks like a god against the Cleveland Browns. It's not a hard thing to do. And then later on, when you go on to freaking Pittsburgh, he faced like the injured Pittsburgh Steelers. That doesn't seem hard for me either. Really, when I look at Derek Carr and I look at the resume Derek Carr has been putting up, he's showing that he's a winner. He's showing that he doesn't give up, and he's showing that he is the MVP of the league. Matt Ryan, I have him fourth. And then when it comes down to it, Julio Jones, I have second in my MVP. I think Julio Jones is the second player. If you wanted to give someone other than Derek Carr an MVP award, I say you give it to Julio Jones. Because really, to be honest, yes, Matt Ryan's throwing the football around. He's the quarterback, and he has all these yards and touchdowns and everything like that. But if he did not have Julio Jones on that fucking field, Matt Ryan would not be leading the league in yards. Matt Ryan would not be leading the league in touchdowns. Let's be fucking real here. Julio Jones is an MVP candidate as well, if not number 2. Prescott or Elliott, rookie of the year. See, the problem with Prescott is, Dak is like the story of the Dallas Cowboys. Elliott is the rookie of the year, no questions asked. Like, dude is sensational as a rookie. Like, holy crap. But with Prescott, he's more of the story because he's the quarterback. The same thing goes with like Matt Ryan and the Julio Jones debate of who you have on your MVP power rankings. It's like, well, Matt Ryan's a quarterback. Julio wouldn't be able to catch it. But then you have to say, well, Julio Jones wouldn't be anything without Matt Ryan. Well, Matt Ryan wouldn't be anything without Julio Jones. Same thing goes with Dak Prescott. Elliott would be nothing without Prescott because Prescott's element of to run helps Elliott get more wide open holes. And also Prescott is doing something amazing with the Dallas Cowboys right now. They're 7-1. Who would ever thought they would be like this without Tony Romo? You're even having that situation where you might just start Prescott all the way through and keep Romo as a backup. I mean, really, to be honest, Prescott is the story. But I think Elliott is the better player, and he is the rookie of the year. Because even if Tony Romo does come back and he does play and he overthrows Dak Prescott, I do feel like Tony Romo would still do a good job, because Ezekiel Elliott is a beast. So Elliott's the rookie of the year. I understand you hate the Raiders as division rivals, but why do you hate them more than the Chiefs and the Broncos? Raiders and Chargers games have always been very chippy, have always been very dirty on both ends, and have always been games that have broken my hearts more than the Chiefs and the Broncos, because there was at a point in time you forget with the LT days of the Chargers, the Chiefs and the Broncos were jokes. They would be the teams that we would blow out and be like, LOL, why are we facing the Chiefs and the Broncos? Why are they in our division? And the Raiders would always be that one team that would give the Chargers a run for their money, punch them in the mouth a little bit, and always play dirty. So that's why I hate the Raiders a little bit more than the freaking Chiefs and the Broncos. Clayton Carl asks, do you think Randy Orton will turn on the Whites like Daniel Bryan did 2.5 years ago? Oh yeah, he's turning on them on Survivor Series. There's gonna be so many turns in that Survivor Series match. It's gonna be It's going to be terrible. They were 3-1 without him. Yep, exactly. How do you feel about Philip Rivers has the best record for most wins in Denver in comparison to Roethlisberger and Brady? Well, keep in mind, like I said before, Rivers plays the Broncos twice a year, unlike Roethlisberger and Brady, who will have to play them if they make first in the division. And also keep in mind, the Broncos used to be bad, and Rivers had this guy named LaDainian Tomlinson, and Tomlinson would destroy the Broncos. Bronco fans, they know LaDainian Tomlinson used to destroy them. Yo, Heel Steven actually made Smarktober. How awesome is that? Good for Heel Steven. Good for my boy Steven getting that plug by the Smart Busters. I don't get what. See, some YouTubers, like I heard, like Spaz Phoenix made Smarktober, and he was trying to flag the video. Like, why would Spaz do that? I mean, the channel that the Smart Busters have, it's a well-watched channel. You know, they get more views than their subscribers for the most part. You should be happy if you make Smarktober. You should be honestly ecstatic, because all that's going to do is, like, yeah, sure, you're going to get hate on your videos, but really, to be honest, who cares? Because like I always say, if you like or dislike a video, it doesn't matter, because all it does is add people going to your video. It helps you in the search results, because that's what happened with my Survivor Series review when Sting came out. The reason why that video is so popular is look at the likes and dislikes of that video. Yeah, you see a lot more dislikes than you do likes, but at the end of the day, more people went to watch it. The videos that have the most views on my channel, just look at the likes and dislikes on those videos. Just go look at the likes and the dislikes. Those help your search results. Those help you out as a channel. And really, to be honest here, I don't understand why Spaz Phoenix, who, you know, is way more consistent than I am on YouTube, seems like he wants to do YouTube as some sort of income or do something like that. I don't know what Spaz Phoenix wants to do with his business. It's his business. But when it comes down to it, why wouldn't you just take the free exposure that a big-time channel in the YWC, especially talking about wrestling, which is kind of a so-so market as it is, like the Smart Busters, why wouldn't you accept that and just say, hey, they talked about me. Sweet. You don't need to make a video. You don't need to acknowledge that you made it onto Smarktober. All you need to do is kind of just ignore it. Sure, you're going to have their fans come onto your channel and say, shut up, you stupid smark, and dislike your video. But guess what? At the end of the day, they're commenting on it. They're reacting to it, thus moving you up the leaderboards of what your video stands at in the search results. I mean, when they click on your video, guess what they're doing? They're giving you a free view. That helps. It doesn't matter if they don't watch the whole thing, or maybe they will watch the whole thing, so that way they can argue some points that you made, and guess what? You get more results out of it. I mean, the thing is, I know so much about the YouTube analytics thanks to Fullscreen, the partnership that I'm with. You know, I know about YouTube analytics. I looked that up. I know how it works and everything like that. So, yeah. Who's a bigger threat to Bama's defense, Washington or Louisville? Well, I would have to say probably Louisville, because Lamar Jackson's similar, if not better, than Deshaun Watson. So he would cause some more threats to the Bama defense. While Washington, Jake Browning is more of a pocket passing type of quarterback, but he can hurt you with his arm. So I would have to say that it would be Louisville, but Washington is a close second for sure. Washington has been phenomenal this year, and Jake Browning deserves all the credit for it. It ruined his hashtag Twitter tweet along with Spaz. People flooded that with disturbing and disgusting images. Yeah, that's what happens with some Smart Buster fans. Like, but it is what it is. You just gotta take it on the chin. Take it on the chin. That's the problem. So too many YWC people, they don't know how to take stuff on the chin. Like, they don't know how to just take a punch and roll with it, man. They always just want to cause drama, get upset about everything. Oh, they did this to me. Can't believe they made fun of my beliefs about professional wrestling. It's like, not a big deal. Just move on with your lives. It doesn't matter, dude. That's why channels that do controversial things or say controversial things, whether they believe them or not, that's why they're the best channels in the YWC, because people want to watch them just to see what is this idiot going to be saying this time or something like that. Have you watched AAA Lucha Libre before? Yes, it's fun to watch every once in a while. We get. I used to get it a lot when I had Adelphia. That's not a thing anymore. But when I had Adelphia, I used to get it a lot. So, yeah. Who should I start? Will Fuller versus Jacksonville, Rashard Matthews versus Green Bay, or Beasley versus Pittsburgh? Ooh, that's so hard. Will Fuller, I would not even like touch at this moment. I know it sounds stupid to bench him because he's facing Jacksonville and that secondary is dreadful. But honestly, until Will Fuller proves to be a threat again, I would just keep Will Fuller on my bench. And then when he does break out, if for some reason your league's trade deadline has not passed, find a way to trade him off or just start him again and hopefully he breaks out again. Really, to be honest, Will Fuller, he's a bench guy. Now, Rashard Matthews has been Mariota's like favorite target, especially in the red zone. So he does have some appeal. But Cole Beasley, if you're in a PPR league, you start Cole Beasley. If you're in a PPR league, you start Cole Beasley. Beasley's going to get all those receptions, and he's very, very reliable. But if you're just in a standard league, Rashard Matthews, because at least Rashard Matthews, if the Titans are in the red zone, Mariota is looking for him. He's either looking for him or Delaney Walker. Those are the two dudes Mariota has been looking at every time he's in the red zone. So yeah, I would go with Rashard Matthews for sure. Cole Beasley, if you're in a PPR league, and Will Fuller, just bench him. He's not even worth it. I want to get back full time into the YWC. I have over 5,000 subs. How do I get back into it? Consistency, really, to be honest. Like, when it comes down to it, you got to find an identity for your channel and kind of just make it your own and kind of just be consistent with it. You know, like for me, everyone that watches my channel, you know, my channel is pretty much a niche channel at this point where it's like the people who watch me or the people who are going to watch me. Well, can I expand and get new viewers? Yes, I can. And I can keep new viewers coming back. But at the end of the day, I'm not consistent enough because I don't really have a lot of time. I work a lot. You know, when you work, you don't want to do anything else. And plus, I do a lot of other things around my house, like chores and stuff like that. As you guys can see, the laundry basket is kind of full back there. Got to do some laundry soon. But when it comes down to it, it's just all consistency and finding an identity for your channel and making it your own and being able to be different than a lot of the other people here in the YWC currently. Because like the thing is nowadays, especially with wrestling, like it was fun to talk about wrestling back in 2011. It was easier to talk about wrestling back in 2011. Now in 2016, most of the time it's hard to stay positive about wrestling and it's hard to be negative about wrestling because if you're too positive about wrestling, people think you're just some dick rider on the product. If you're too negative about wrestling, people say the usual, why are you still watching this shit? Type of comments. So when it comes down to it, you just got to find a way to have your own voice and have your own identity and be where you can just be comfortable in whatever role you want to play in. So yeah. Is there a point much for Alfred Morris to be in the Cowboys since Zeke is killing it at this point? Yeah, he's still a good depth guy. I think he's a better red zone running back than Ezekiel Elliott, in my personal opinion, especially when you get into the goal line. I think he's a good little thumper still. So yeah, there's still a point for Alfred Morris. I think he's still a good serviceable backup, if not starter on a bad team in the league. I feel bad for Alfred Morris. He was like a sensation so many moons ago, and now Alfred Morris is regulated as some third string running back. Because let's be real here, the real second string running back for the Cowboys hasn't even come back yet. Run DMC is still a Cowboy. Last time I checked, he just needs to stop dropping his phone and saving pizzas and shit like that. What was I going to look up at? Oh yeah, I was going to post this again on the Twitter. Is Eddie Lacy a good running back or not? When he's skinny, yeah. Eddie Lacy's good, but when he's fat, no. Eddie Lacy's not a good running back when he's fat. I don't know what happened to him. I honestly don't know what happened to Eddie Lacy. He just got fat. At this point, Ty Montgomery, he's like, oh, everything. Do you watch Super and you think Zamasu is fucked? I think I pronounced his name right. Zamasu, Goku Black. Yes, I've been watching Dragon Ball Super. I hate Alabama backs get fat. Yeah, that's true, Dynasty. T-Rich got fat. Mark Ingram's still fat. Soon Derrick Henry's going to be – TJ Yeldon's been a good little boy as of late. Sean Alexander got fat. But TJ Yeldon's been a good little boy as of late. He hasn't gotten fat yet. I don't even know what Kenyon Drake is doing, but maybe he's getting fat too. But yeah, anyways, back to the Dragon Ball Super question, because I've actually been enjoying and watching Dragon Ball Super. So originally I did start watching Dragon Ball Super when it was airing live. But then after, when I figured out it was just Battle of Gods, but longer and reduxed, I kind of just stopped watching. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to go back into Super again. And then they just did Resurrection of F, and they were just redoing it. And I was just like, okay, I'm not going to watch this because I already watched Resurrection of F and I already watched Battle of the Gods. Why in the blue fuck would I watch anything else? I missed the whole tournament saga between Chiampa and Beerus. So I'm excited when they finally upload those episodes on the Crunchyroll or the Funimation website. But when it comes down to it, Dragon Ball Super, oh man, it's been pretty damn good. I've been enjoying it. It's totally Toriyama. It's totally good old Dragon Ball Z. Shit makes no sense. You don't understand it for the most part, but it's still fun as fuck to watch. And you just want to know how your heroes are going to survive this thing. The one thing Super has over Z for sure, though, is that at least in Super they're actually fighting. Like Dragon Ball Z, there's so many times when they want to be fighting, they'll just be making noises like and like after like 2 kicks and that's it. At least in Super, there's some like good animation, good fighting going on there. Zamasu, that dude is crazy, man. The whole timeline thing, I don't fucking get it. You know, like I get it now because like certain riffs and effects and stuff like that. But the whole Zamasu guy, that dude is crazy. That dude is insane. That dude would just be all like he just hates humans and mortals. But why Earth? He just randomly chose Earth to fuck up when he can fuck up anything else. And now the next episode of Super is going to be legit because Vegito is coming back and it's going to be fucking insane. Super Saiyan Blue Vegito and everything like that. But yeah, Zamasu, he's pretty much fucked up at this point, man. He's going to get his ass kicked, going to get buried by Goku in the game, and they're going to move on. It's pretty much how you say it, man. When it comes to Dragon Ball Z, though, and I'll answer other questions too, so keep on setting it. But I've been on such a Dragon Ball Z kick since Super came back and stuff like that. But when it comes to Dragon Ball Z, watching Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that, sometimes you just forget how good some arcs were and just how bad some of the fights were. Like you were just like for real, like Goku and Frieza. That's one of the best fights you'll ever see. It's one of the longest fights you'll ever see too. It's like 4 hours fucking long, Goku and Frieza. But like freaking Gohan and Cell. I've said this before, but I always thought, you know, Gohan and Cell, it's like, you know, it's like the biggest squash match ever, man. Like once Gohan becomes Super Saiyan 2, that fight's boring as hell. Like it's not even fun to watch. It's like it's really annoying to watch actually too. Neo Spades asks, would Conor McGregor last against Robbie Lawler or will he get mauled? I think Robbie, it depends on which Robbie comes out. If Robbie Lawler that just swings for no regard comes out, then he would probably get his ass kicked. But if Robbie is fighting very smart, then he could beat Conor McGregor. Which fan chant or type of fans annoy you in the shows? Anytime they go to England or anything like that, because those fans tend to be way too loud and way too annoying and try to get themselves way too over, even though they'll never get over. This is awesome chants annoy me a lot because not every match you fucking see is awesome. Has Money in the Bank taken over Survivor Series spot as number 4? In terms of how you look at it as a fan, yes. But when it comes down to overall what the Big Four and the pay-per-views, what they mean for, no. But as a fan, if you're looking at it, I would say yes, Money in the Bank has taken over Survivor Series as the number 4 pay-per-view. There's been a lot more better Money in the Bank shows in years past that I can name than Survivor Series shows. So it all just depends on how you look at it as a fan. But I would say yes, for sure. It's taking over at number 4. Yeah, man, I'm gonna watch some more Dragon Ball Super after this. It's gonna be a good time. How would the pilot episode for Total Wyatts go? Asked by my girl Snowdrop. Total Wyatts would be one of the greatest pilot episodes ever. First, we'll have it where like Bray Wyatt is having plumbing troubles. Like we don't know why he's having plumbing troubles, so he sends Garbage Man to help fix his toilet. Luke Harper and Care Bear will be searching for like suits for Luke Harper's wedding. I think that would be a good first episode. very good Superstar episode, Snowdrop. I think that's how it would go for sure. Which Money in the Bank winner was your favorite and which was your least favorite? My favorite Money in the Bank winner was CM Punk at WrestleMania 24 because I didn't think he was going to win the match. And when he won, I was all like, yeah, CM Punk won. Woo! I was so happy. And my least favorite winner, funny enough, CM Punk at WrestleMania 25 because I was like, he just won it last year. Why did he need to win it again? This makes no sense. So those are my favorite and least favorite winners. Will Muscle ever come back to the WWE? It could come back if these guys just hit the fucking gym. It's not just the little indie guys that need to hit the gym. Baron Corbin, I'm looking at your dumbass. Is James Ellsworth the next Santino? That's a good comparison right there. I would say yes to that. I don't think he's as funny as Santino. Santino was a little bit more endearing for me than James Ellsworth. But yeah, that's good. That's a good comparison there. Thoughts on Cena returning to Rumble 08, going beast mode, and LOL Cena wins. Oh, I was shocked. I couldn't believe that because if you read the reports at that time, there is no report saying that Cena was there in the building. It was like amazing. So like everyone thought Big Show was coming back at number 30. Like I was like, oh, Big Show's coming back at number 30. Great. Triple H is going to have to fend off the Big Show, and Triple H will win, and we're going to get that great Triple H and Orton feud we've been waiting for again. And then all of a sudden, Cena came back, and everyone's all freaking out. I'm freaking out. And then John Cena comes back, tears house, and he wins, and it was like a good comeback story. See, that's a good Cena comeback story. That was a good time for Cena to win because he just came off this major injury, an injury that could have, shortened his career, if not, limited of what he could do in the ring. I mean, let's face it, when it comes to Cena and his style of wrestling, he does a lot of lifting people and everything like that. So that could have literally, limit of what he could do. And he comes back and he wins the Rumble perfect time. I thought it was going to be Lashley. What, number 30? I think Punk winning the second time I redeemed Claudia since he turned heel on Hardy at Extreme Rules. That's a good thing about it, but at the time, there was other guys that could have won it and needed it more, like Christian, MVP, and Shelton Benjamin. There was much better options that you could have gone with. How about my boy Hunico, man? Just beating up people. What a great guy this man is. He has to go to anger management classes now. I don't know why Hunico needs to go to anger management classes. Why does he need to go to anger management classes? I don't know what Hunico did wrong. I don't think Hunico did nothing wrong. Try to answer this in the least political way possible. What were your thoughts on Donald Trump's WWE run and just WWE? Oh, I actually thought it was very enjoyable at the time, especially because like in 2007, because I used to be a big fan of The Apprentice and everything like that. So like just watching Trump on The Apprentice and just seeing him come in and overtaking Vince McMahon, it was fun. And I felt the elements were all there. I honestly felt like the contestants weren't the right people at the time, like Trump supporting Lashley, like get the fuck out of here. Vince supporting Umaga and stuff like that. Like made no sense to me at the time, but I felt, I honestly felt it should have been Vince versus Trump in a match. But then again, like, how could we get Donald Trump to actually wrestle? He would actually have to train for that. I mean, let's just be real here. A lot of people can go out there and do a street fight, but when it comes to throwing wrestling punches and doing a bunch of other wrestling shit, Donald Trump would not be able to do it. I mean, you saw that terrible clothesline that he gave to Vince at WrestleMania 23. But other than that, his WWE run, the Raw where he took the Raw where he took over and stuff like that, I actually thought it was pretty good. Enjoyable stuff to say the least. See, no politics there whatsoever. Should Cell return in a future Dragon Ball Super movie? I wouldn't mind a Cell movie. I just want to know how they would place it. But yeah, I would just want to know how they would place Cell in the movie, because you can't just have it where it's like resurrection of Cell. We already got the resurrection of Frieza. How would you make it where Cell found a way to get out of hell to go fight Goku in the game again? What would make Cell become even more perfect? How would you make Cell become the ultimate being and everything like that? Well, we get a new transformation. Because, like, honestly, it would just sound like the Frieza movie where it's like, oh, well, we have to give a reason why Frieza would be strong enough to fight these idiots, so let's make Frieza go golden. What are you going to make Cell do? Turn purple? You got to find a good reason to have Cell come back. Cell's a good character and all, but it's just like you have to find a reason for him to come back, and it's really hard. Like unlike Frieza at least at one point was able to handle Super Saiyan Goku. The last time we saw Cell, he was getting his ass kicked by a little Gohan, and he had to injure Gohan's arm just to kick his ass. What coach talked about why Hunico's in anger management? I think the video was top 10 wrestlers who are tough in real life. Yeah, Hunico kicks anyone's ass, man. You don't fuck with Hunico, man. Dude's been in the company for a long time, man. Been in the business for a long time. But yeah, don't fuck with Hunico, man. That dude will fuck you up. Getting a little tired here for me. Not too tired though. I'm still up and going, baby. Those pre-workouts, man. Have you heard the NFL is dropping in ratings? I'm not surprised. I knew they were dropping in ratings. It's like the problem was with the NFL. It's not the players. Like they have the players and the marquees and everything like that. It is just that the games are sometimes so unbearable to watch. Like there's so many better afternoon games than primetime games for the NFL. Like the NFL has been lucky as of late that they've been getting a couple primetime games that have been delivering. But when it comes down to it, the afternoon games have been killing them. Like, honestly, you should just put the Raiders and you should put the Lions on every afternoon game because they're at least fun teams to watch, and they are at least teams that are keeping games close and interesting to watch. But, yeah, I'm not surprised it's dropping in ratings. And also, it's also fatigue, too, from a lot of fans because when it comes down to it, the NFL, yes, it's one of the biggest sports in the USA, but really, to be honest, when you know that, the Patriots are still going to be fucking good and it's Tom Brady and the Steelers are going to be fucking good and that the NFC, it's always the Packers, it's always this, it's always that, it's not fun to watch. The bad teams never have a lucky break in the NFL. So, yeah. What if they had the Ginyu Force instead of Frieza Return? Oh, that would have been a joke of a movie. I mean, unless Ginyu switched bodies with Goku. But then again, would Ginyu be able to activate like Super Saiyan Blue and everything like that, because he couldn't even activate Kyle Ken when he took over Goku's body. With Theo Epstein ending the Cubs and the Red Sox curses, is he the greatest front office guy in baseball history? Yes. Without question, Theo Epstein is one of the greatest front office guys in baseball history. This guy's a fucking legend. He came to the Cubs. He said he had a 5-year plan, and his 5-year plan worked. You think it's annoying fans sing along to wrestlers' theme songs, especially ones without lyrics, Sami Zayn and Nakamura, etc.? A little bit, because I just kind of wish that the theme song could just be like, kind of like the wrestler's own and stuff like that. It just feels like a forced soccer chant, like they're trying to make it sound cool and stuff like that, but it just sounds very, very retarded. It's like, whoa. It's like Glorious. I get it when you're singing to Glorious. Like, at least that has lyrics. It's coherent. But with this, it's like, who makes stranger booking decisions, Vince Russo or Snowdrop? Why would Snowdrop even be mentioned in the same breath of Vince Russo? Snowdrop makes brilliant booking decisions, while Vince Russo makes booking decisions no one wants to see. Would Vince Russo ever think about a group full of jobbers with a returning Chavo Guerrero? No, because that would make too much sense. Snowdrop thought about that. Snowdrop thinks of good decisions, not terrible ones, good ones. She knows what she's doing. It's not all jokes with Snowdrop. This is serious stuff. Half the shit that Snowdrop says, I guarantee you guys will say, oh, that won't get over. Really, if James Ellsworth can get over, the majority of the ideas that Snowdrop have dropped on these Q&As would get fucking over. Lego Finn Balor. That was a co-idea by Snowdrop and I. She added on to the lore of Lego Finn Balor. I mentioned how I was watching the Finn Balor documentary and I saw this loser playing with Legos all the time. And so then later on, Snowdrop said, what if there was a Lego Finn Balor where he's protecting his Legos and we were making jokes about it? So really, to be honest here, you want to say, oh, Snowdrop's ideas are all crazy and everything like that. Oh, no. They were crazy, yes, sure. But they would work. Unlike Vince Russo's ideas, which wouldn't work. Vince Russo's ideas would work for a bunch of idiots that live in the past of wrestling, but Snowdrop knows about the present. Snowdrop knows it will get over. If James Ellsworth can get over, half of Snowdrop's ideas would get fucking over. It's not even close. Lego Finn Balor is all money. Yes, we said that. It's so nice you have to say it twice. I mean, Lego Finn Balor. That would make Finn Balor so much more interesting. This fucker wants to protect his Legos. Everyone's like, oh, that sounds stupid, Chase. James Ellsworth is over. What? How much more stupid could wrestling be if James Ellsworth is over? Fuck, Finn Balor protecting his Legos, making sure his Lego collection doesn't get destroyed. Oh, man. Hobbyists like myself and people that actually do stuff for a hobby where they collect things and stuff like that would understand and connect with that. They would understand that this man has something that he loves and holds dear to his fucking heart. I collect Indonesian masks. You know, I have a bunch of Indonesian masks that you guys don't see hanging in my wall, like right by my recording setup. It's like there's all these masks and stuff like that. If someone ever touched those fucking masks, you know how pissed I would be, how much I would want to kill a human being for touching my masks. I would understand that. I would actually be a Finn Balor fan. I'll be like, yeah, Finn Balor, you protect your fucking Legos. You worked hard making that creation and everything like that. So, yeah. Would you rather have the Chargers owner own WWE or Vince owning the Chargers? Vince owning the Chargers, because at least he would make the Chargers somewhat relevant and actually make money with them. Would Liberal Kane, managed by politician Bob Backlund, get over? Yes. Yes. The all times of over. Oh, yes, it would be all times of over. Brony Sheamus, yes, Brony Sheamus was a remarkable character too. Red Riot asks, if Ronda loses her next fight, do you think she will leave UFC? Great possibility that she would leave UFC if she does loses this fight with Amanda Nunes. Now, me being a traditionalist MMA fan, I would like to see her stay, but really, to be honest here, if Ronda Rousey goes on a 2-fight losing streak, oh man, who would really care about her? Let's just be real here. I mean, we all want to see Ronda Rousey Holly Holm too. Now, Holly Holm has been slipping up as of late and looking like the Buster Douglas in the whole situation to the Mike Tyson. While Amanda Nunes is looking like Evander Holyfield now, where it's like, oh, yeah, she's been good this whole time, but we've been sleeping on her because, you know, she's not a big name. She's not a big star. So my question is Ronda Rousey going to bite off her ear? Where we'll have to wait and see at the UFC 206, 207. I can't remember which UFC she's coming back. I believe it's 207. But if Ronda does lose her next fight, I think she will leave the UFC because really, to be honest, her losing 2 fights in a row, I mean, to me as a traditional fan, it doesn't matter. But in the business side of things, it does matter a lot because who really wants to pay to see her fight Holly Holm again if she loses 2 fights in a row? And why would Ronda Rousey want to get more of an ass kicking where even though, yes, she would lose 2 fights in a row, she would still have some name recognition, some star power to go do other shit. James Ellsworth versus the Crimson Chin. Who wins? The Crimson Chin, because he actually has a fucking chin. Raven G asks, what is one wrestling cliche you want to see die out? For me, it's contract signings. Oh, that's a big contract signings are just so stupid, man. So stupid. I'm with you on that one, to be honest, because there's a bunch of other cliches, but contract signings I think are the worst because they make no sense. They already announced the match is happening at the pay-per-view. So why do you have to have a contract signing to make it official? To make it official. If the match is already officially announced, then why isn't the undercard matches having contract signings to make it official? To me, a contract signing should only be official where it's like, hey, you know, we're adding an extra stipulation to the match and you have to abide to these rules and stuff like that. I mean, really, to be honest here, when it comes down to it, the contract signs are whatever. So, yeah, I agree with you on that one, man. Sweet Chin music versus Sweet Chin music versus no chin music. Which music is the best? Sweet Chin music all day. 15 in 1 year, SummerSlam 15 to 16. 15 contract signings? Oh, my God. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. We do not need 15 contract signings. Is it weird to find Oscar Bobo creepy and attractive at the same time? Oh no, Snowdrop. I have the same feelings when I look at Asuka. Her smile, man, that's a smile that kills. But at the same time, I find it pretty attractive if you ask me. Yeah, but no, I agree with you, what Draven. The contract signings are the fucking worst, man. They honestly are. Like, I do not care about contract signings anymore. They just mean nothing. They're just such a waste of time. It's just a lame way for these guys and girls to get a promo. It's like, yeah, we don't know how to make it really innovative for these people to do a promo against each other. So let's do a contract signing, because then they're forced to talk to each other about bullshit no one cares about. Big Evil Taker, American Badass Taker, Big Evil Taker, get off my yard. This is my yard now. You get off my yard. I love Big Evil Taker. I love him now. American Badass Taker was just like, oh, you're going to pay. You're going to pay. Whatever. Big Evil at least was doing shit. First, Philip M6 is a hoe. No, Philip M6 is a good guy. Second, should I make another snow-booked WrestleMania? Snowdrop, you got to make another one. Otherwise, it just wouldn't be a Q&A year without it. Philip M6 is a good guy. He was just wondering who would have better ideas, which obviously, Snowdrop, we all know would be you. Your idea would actually get over with today's wrestling. Press conference is what they should do, especially with the network. They tried that before. It was very awkward and stupid. Philip Piznik64 asked, Nia Jax equal female Taker or Kane? Female Umaga? Not just because they're both Samoan and everything like that, but probably more of a female Umaga than Taker or Kane. Taker and Kane at least looked dominating and scary, while Nia Jax is kind of like, all right, she's big and beating people up. So yeah, I would say female Umaga. That's just me. Glad to know people have insomnia issues, and because I believe I have more East Coast fans than I do West Coast fans. I think Clayton Carl is the only one on the West Coast right now that's watching, so he knows like it's not really too late for me and everything like that. But yeah. All right, expect by either this Q&A or the next one. Save it for the next Q&A, Snowdrop, because I'm going to be wrapping up soon, because I'm waiting to talk to one of my friends who's currently in Israel and everything like that. So I'm just kind of chilling until he gets on the good old Skype, talk to him, catch up with him and everything like that, talk about the presidential election and stuff like that. So it's going to be fun. I work overnight, so this works for me. Oh, those are the worst, right? Dynasty. What do you do for overnights? You stock boy, doing resets and everything like that. Is Nia Jax too clumsy? I feel she still isn't ready for the main roster. I just feel that she's not clean, like not clumsy. I wouldn't say she's clumsy. I don't think she's that bad, but I just feel like she just doesn't get the whole thing. Like, she just doesn't get, like, selling. Like, that's the one thing I think Nia Jax just doesn't get. What is the hype on Derek Carr when it's clear Brady is a god? Fred Riot. The hype on Derek Carr is that he's a game changer. He's not managing no games, which is kind of big for him. So, especially when you look at a second-round talent, you would think a second-round talent would be like Andy Dalton, a game manager, but he's changing games and winning games for the Raiders. Favorite Buried Alive match? The one where Vince buries fucking Undertaker. That was great. Destroys the whole thing. What's worse, WCW Chamber of Horrors or the Hog Pen match? Hog Pen match. Not even close. Chamber of Horrors was goofy, but at least that was interesting, goofy to watch. Hog Pen match is just dreadful, no matter who's doing it. Who does get selling in 2016? Good, fair point there, Dynasty. I kind of walked into that one. I did kind of walk into that one. No one understands selling nowadays. Selling nowadays, they kind of just get up after everything. And that's a funny thing about that Dynasty brings up who gets selling nowadays. I love it when wrestling fans like hate on Roman Reigns, saying, "Oh, he can't sell good." Yet they like jizz over Ambrose and Rollins, and like Ambrose even has a move in his moveset where he gets hit with the move, he goes into the ropes and does a fucking wacky clothesline. How does that make sense? Like how does Dean Ambrose's wacky line make any sense? The rebounding clothesline, whatever the fuck they call it nowadays. Like, how does that make any sense whatsoever? How can one human being who got looped up that bad do that shit? So yeah. Hopefully the next Democratic candidate is a face so we don't have to go through another heel versus heel mess again. I know, right? That was like a problem here. It was like two heels going at it. It doesn't work, man. What do you think the legacy of John Jones will be? Very good fighter, just couldn't get out of his own way. That I feel like right now is the legacy of John Jones, and will be the legacy of John Jones, because when you look at John Jones, especially his early career, it just showed that success was going too fast for him, and that he just couldn't handle success right away. Especially because when you're at that age of 24, 25 years old, and you're making millions of dollars, and let's be real here, I'm turning 24, and I can tell you right now that I'm not making no millions of dollars. And I can tell you right now, with the certain money that I make, which is not a whole lot from my part-time job, I definitely don't make the right money decisions. I can tell you that for a first-hand fact. So when it comes down to it, when you give a 24 and 25-year-old millions of dollars, and I don't care how much faith you have in fucking God or anything like that, you're going to mess up. You're going to do a lot of stupid things. I felt like John Jones played the humble cat, but he really wasn't all that humble to begin with. And I felt John Jones just decided that he wanted to do what was best for John Jones and not best for the company and for the UFC. And really, who is that to blame? I would have to say the UFC more than anything else than John Jones, because the UFC should have realized, hey, this is our property, this is our product, this is a guy we're trying to build this whole company around. We need to do a good job making sure that he's getting the help it needs, and we got to make sure and do a good job that this guy is leading a good life. I thought it was really funny too, especially when you knew that John Jones was spiraling down. Remember, he had that Bud Light commercial, and he was all like, it was like, drink responsibly, don't drink and drive, and then he gets popped with a DUI the next day, and they had to take that all down and stuff like that. You knew John Jones was spiraling down after that point. 2016 Browns versus 07 Lions. The Browns, as Dynasty said, not even close. At least with the Lions, when they were losing, oh my god, dude! You go on Sports Center, man. You went on Sports Center with the Lions, man. Oh, they would be making jokes. They would actually talk about the 07 Lions. The 07 Lions, at least they had some cute redeeming qualities about them. They had like a couple close games too. Like I remember they almost beat the Ravens one week. I think it was week 14. They were trying to at least win one game before the final 2 games of the season and stuff like that. They had some cute qualities to them and everything like that. The Browns, there's no cute qualities to them at all. The Browns are just like pathetic. Like they're losing, but no one's talking about it. No one is even remotely mentioning about the Browns doing stupid things or anything like that. Like the Browns are trying to win. That's the worst part. Like the Lions, like as Dynasty posted in the comments, Dan Orlovsky's safety, that's a cute moment. That's like a moment you're always going to remember in time. Like Dan Orlovsky, what the fuck was this guy doing? He was like running away, and he just ran into the back of the end zone and shit like that. But with the fucking Browns, it's like, what are you going to remember? Oh, Cody Kessler, Terrell Pryor's good year. No, there's nothing cute about the Browns. No funny moments. It's just miserable. You just sit there and you just go, what a miserable bunch of losers. The Lions, at least there's something to laugh at. At least the Lions had that redeeming quality about them. But even then, the Lions, like, yes, they're a poorly run organization, but compared to the Browns, at least the Lions, when they knew they sucked, they did the right thing and took a quarterback in Matthew Stafford, and look at that. You know, Stafford's playing pretty well now, but, you know, yeah, his first couple years kind of shaky with all the injuries and shit like that. It's like with the Lions, at least they know how to do the right things, even though they don't hit home runs all the time. The Browns are going to do stupid things because, you know, the Browns are going to sit here and say, oh, Cody Kessler's playing good. We're not going to get another quarterback. Let's draft Myles Garrett. Now, Myles Garrett is really good. Best player in this draft. But there's no way in hell that you do not take a quarterback in this situation, at least some way, somehow. Because if you're believing in Cody Kessler, you're believing in losers. 0-16. And also, I feel like the Browns could win one game. But I still think it would be worse than the 07 Lions. Am I the only one who remembers a god-awful diaper match with X-Pac? I like to forget matches like that in my memory banks. What's the difference between hero heat and white heat? Oh, heel heat and white heat? You mean white hot? White hot is like where someone is just uberly over and you have to fucking put them over. While heel heat is like when people are booing them the right way. Can you explain to me what X-Pac heat is? Certainly, Red Riot. X-Pac heat is get the fuck off my TV heat, where it's like you do not want to see this guy whatsoever. I don't know who coined this term. I heard this term back in 2005. I guess it started when X-Pac was doing the whole X Factor shit. And fans were booing him, saying, get the fuck off my TV. This is trash. No one likes you, X-Pac. And it was just like, hey, X-Pac heat. That was pretty much what became of X-Pac heat. I don't know who coined the term. I've been searching the internet who coined X-Pac heat. No one has been able to tell me. I've heard many different voices, many different opinions and everything like that. But yeah. Browns will draft another QB bust. Oh, God. Nah, there's some decent QBs in this year's draft. Maybe, yeah. Snowdrop asks, would Sister Abigail be in Total Wides? If so, what would her part be? I don't think Sister Abigail would be in Total Wides. If anything, Sister Abigail would be like one of Bray Wyatt's like plushies or something like that. Like one of his wife's plushies that he calls Sister Abigail, and his wife is just confused why he's so in love with a plushie. Should Total Divas change its names to Total Women since WWE doesn't use the term diva anymore? No, it still should be Total Divas because it's a reality TV show. Would you rather watch a Browns versus Lions Super Bowl or a Patriots Cowboys Super Bowl? Patriots Cowboys, because at least the fucking game would be fun to watch. The Browns Lions Super Bowl would be the Lions smacking the Browns in the face. Which match made you embarrass the WCW King of the Road match between Goldust and fucking the other guy? Can't remember his name at the time. Oh, God, that was just stupid. They were fighting in the back of a pickup truck. But hey. What about Reigns heat where you get booed no matter what you do? Right? Roman Reigns could even spear Donald Trump, Draven G, and he wouldn't get over that because he has that Reigns heat. I feel bad for Roman, too, because Roman really does try. And Roman has consistently improved throughout. Like, if you look at for when Roman Reigns first started to Roman Reigns now, he's so much better. And it's just the WWE just wanting to push him, just wanting to make him the guy, just wanting to do everything for Roman that really hurt him. And it sucks because, you know, Roman Reigns should be the type of wrestler everyone's, like, celebrating that we finally have on the roster. We should be happy that we have a guy like Roman Reigns doing shit. But it's like nowadays fans focus way too much about and stuff like that. Like focus too much on the in-ring and everything like that. Don't really care and stuff like that. But yeah, I feel bad for Roman. Roman's a good wrestler. Fans just don't know what they want, and fans just don't seem to appreciate what they have. It tends to be like that too, because like I said, it happened with Ryback. Fans hated Ryback when he was getting pushed, and then Ryback was getting buried, and then all these fuckers were posting, man, Ryback could have been really over, blah, 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 blah. It's like, then why didn't you cheer for him when he was getting pushed? He wasn't ready at the time. Like any of these other fucks are ready. Yeah. Should Seth Rollins and Nakamura have a match to see who gets the worst injury? That's fun. You have Rollins doing the buckle bomb. Nakamura hasn't even popped his shoulder out yet. And then you have Nakamura kicking Rollins in the face, seeing if he can break his fucking jaw and bust open his eye. It'll be like an Iron Man match. First to 3 wins. I love it, Red Riot. I love it. Sounds amazing. And you know what the worst part is? What makes this even funnier? These indie fans would be like, oh my God, this is so awesome. Look at the strong style being used by Nakamura and Rollins. Oh my God. Oh, I think Red Riot broke me just now. I'm just picturing it, man. Just all these fucking stupid ass moves that these two would be doing to each other. And these indie fucks are just like, this is a great match. Oh God. Oh God. When will the next Q&A be? Who the fuck knows, Snowdrop? Tune in and find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. I'm still not over that Seth Rollins and Nakamura question. That was great, Red Riot. Thank you for that. I'm just picturing. Can you guys all picture that shit? We're just like killing each other and shit. Indie fans saying it'd be a great match. Oh God. Who would get booed the loudest? Reigns, Cena, or mid-90s Hogan if they're in the same arena at the same time? Probably Reigns, because Cena would have more endearing qualities to him, and 90s Hogan would probably just be at least somewhat cheered. Yeah, I would have to say Reigns still, sadly. Worst feature QB Vision. Worst feature QB Vision or the submission system in WWE 2K? Oh, submission system in WWE 2K. QB Vision was broken as all hell and everything like that. Made Payne Manning too unstoppable in those past Maddens. But submission system, I can't even tap people out. And like the thing is about me too, is when I make my wrestler, like nowadays I kind of just make my wrestler like just goopy as fuck, just do a bunch of stupid moves that make no sense and stuff like that. But when I did make my wrestler and I did take the video game seriously, I would make my wrestler how I would wrestle if I were to be a wrestler in the WWE. Because like for me, I'm not like super athletic enough to do like the all the high spots and stuff like that. But I would definitely be a technical wrestler. I have the amateur background. You know, I'd be definitely more submission. I have strength, so I can be able to suplex people and stuff like that. Like, you know, I'm not a weak fuck. I mean, look at these bad boys. You should know that I'm strong. Holla if you hear me. Oh, Big Papa Pump Bubba. So yeah, you know, I'm strong, motherfuckers, and everything like that. So I would just be all like, I'll just be like, you know, be a technical wrestler, but I can't even do that in the 2K games. That's like impossible. It's seriously impossible to do. I probably have more arm definition than Kevin Owens right now. I probably do. I don't know. You guys are guys. Snowdrop. Let me know if I have more arm definition than Kevin Owens right now. Because I definitely think I have more definition than Kevin Owens. Yeah, I'm not the skinniest motherfucker in the room, but I definitely have more arm definition than Kevin Owens right now. Are scalpel matches bad or good in your view? Stupid. Why do I picture every IWC nerd sound like Seth Rollins? Don't get me wrong, I like Seth, but he has that voice. I do see them sometimes when Seth Rollins says some shit. I think, oh man, yeah, dude, that's what an IWC nerd would sound like. Why do WWE wrestlers say Conor McGregor is too small, but he's the size of most WWE main eventers nowadays? I don't know, Red White. I can understand Roman Reigns saying that. Well, the thing is, I think Conor McGregor is too small in the weight department because, like, he's skinnier than Finn Balor. I think he's probably bigger than Finn Balor when it comes to muscle and everything like that. But he's skinnier because, like, Conor walks around only at, like, 170, while, like, Finn Balor is, like, 190 at least. But Conor only walks around, like, 170. And he cuts down to 145 and 155. I don't even think he walks around at 170 because, like, during the Diaz fight, he was, like, he only weighed in, like, 169. So he probably walked around 165, 169 at best. So, yeah. Chase, what are your thoughts on Dragon Ball Super so far? I do like the show. It's very entertaining. Big fan of it. Is Sami Zayn the fabrication of overhyped? Yes. Sami Zayn is extremely overhyped. I mean, seriously. The guy's pretty good, but he's not as great as people make him out to be. What time is it? Okay. What is worse, Brawl for All or the Kennel from Hell match? Oh, the Brawl for All. You're having these jabroni wrestlers trying to act like they're MMA fighters. Get the fuck out of here. Look, if I want to watch MMA, I'll go watch UFC. I don't need to see that shit on WWE or TNA for that matter. See, there's a Snowdrop giving me the answer that I want, or my friend saying that he's able to jump on Skype. I would have to see y'all side to side. Well, you'll see me side to side. I don't have the belly like Kevin Owens. Like, look at this, guys. I've been working hard, motherfucker. See, I'm not as fat as I used to be. I'm not sucking in either. See, I'm not sucking in. This is me breathing in. All right, this is me sucking it in. This is me breathing out. Not as fat as I used to be, motherfuckers. Now, Kevin Owens, he's like this, dude. I can't even do the Kevin Owens scene anymore because I'm not as fat as I used to be. But Kevin Owens would be like this, man. And you see my arms? Look at this shit. Game more defined. I'm more defined than our current WWE Universal Champion. How sad is that shit? How sad is that shit? This is a guy that people should be looking up to and everything like that. And this motherfucker like this, man. I'm the real Universal Champion. Hashtag Chase for Universal Champ. What sexual moves do you think Dixie Carter has to get people to invest in TNA? She probably does a little all Dixie tango. Dixie knows how to do a bunch of Dixie Carter shit. Dixie probably likes to spread her legs wide open and likes to show these nice little honeys what a real woman looks like. So yeah, maybe that. Are you on the Care Bear bandwagon like him, like me? He's a beast. No, why would I like trash like that? Fuck that. Did Eric Bischoff make a mistake when he gave Hogan creative freedom in his WCW contract? No, because they end up working at the end of the day. What if WWE gave Kevin Owens a gimmick where everyone finds him sexy? That would work because no one would believe it and it would get over because then everyone would be like, man, I want to be fat like Kevin Owens. Why should I be skinny? If Kevin Owens is fat ass can get a hot chick, then I should be fat too. It would work. It would work. Anyways, guys, I think this is a great time to end this late night Q&A. Thank you all for being insomniacs and staying up and watching this with me. If you guys like what you saw, hit that subscribe button. Give this video a big old thumbs up. And follow me on the Twitter at ChaseOliver68. I'll see you guys again for UFC 205. Can't wait. And remember, guys, just like Brock Lesnar, sometimes you don't have to give a shit. Now go to sleep. Have a good night. Peace.